The first time I noticed her, she was arguing with my sister-in-law in the kitchen. "I'm not a child anymore, Appa," she protested, crossing her arms dramatically. She was my sister-in-law's younger sister, always visiting during holidays, always laughing too loudly, always teasing everyone as if the world was her personal playground. Her name was Mayhair. Back then, she was just Bobby's little sister, nothing more. She would sit in the living room with a cup of tea, commenting on everything. If I came home late, she would say, "Someone is trying very hard to look important." If I dressed nicely, she would smirk. "Meeting someone special?" She annoyed me. Or maybe she entertained me more than I wanted to admit. Family gatherings became more interesting when she was around. She brought noise into quiet spaces. She challenged opinions without fear. She laughed without hesitation. And slowly, without warning, I began waiting for her visits. One evening, during a power cut, we all sat on the rooftop. The sky was heavy with stars, and the city lights flickered in the distance. She sat beside me, unusually quiet. "You're not talking today," I said. She shrugged. "Maybe I don't always have to." For the first time, I saw a different side of her. Not the playful girl, not the dramatic tease. Just Mayhair. Soft, thoughtful, real. And that's when something shifted. She wasn't supposed to matter, but she did. Time passed. Her visits became longer. Conversations became deeper. She would ask about my work. I would ask about her studies. Somewhere between sarcasm and shared secrets, we built something unspoken. But it wasn't simple. Families notice things. One afternoon, my sister-in-law joked, "Why do you two argue so much? It looks suspicious." Mayhair's cheeks turned red. Mine probably did too. That night, she sent me a message. "Do you ever think this is weird?" I stared at the phone for a long time. It wasn't wrong, but it wasn't easy either. She wasn't just any girl. She was connected to my family. A small step in the wrong direction could create storms. Still, feelings don't wait for permission. One rainy afternoon, she stood near the window, watching the waterfall. I stood beside her. "You'll leave after your exams?" I asked quietly. "Yes," she replied. "Maybe for good." Something tightened in my chest. Before I could think, I said, "I don't want you to." She looked at me, really looked at me, and in her eyes I saw the answer she had never said out loud. "I don't want to leave either," she whispered. That was the moment everything changed. No dramatic confession, no grand promises, just two hearts finally admitting what had been growing quietly for years. Convincing the family wasn't easy. There were questions, raised eyebrows, awkward discussions. But sometimes love that grows inside a family circle carries a different kind of honesty. They had seen us together. They had seen the comfort, the understanding. Eventually, hesitation turned into acceptance, and the girl who once entered our home as a guest returned one day as a bride. Our wedding wasn't extravagant, but it was warm, real. She looked at me under her bridal veil and whispered, "You're still annoying." I smiled. "And you're still dramatic." Marriage didn't change her playful nature. If anything, it amplified it. She would hide my car keys when I ignored her. She would sulk dramatically if I forgot small dates. She would pretend to be angry just to hear me apologize properly. But at night, when the world quieted down, she would rest her head on my chest and say softly, "I'm glad I stayed." And I would hold her closer, realizing how strange and beautiful life can be. The girl who once teased me in the living room now waits for me at the door every evening. The girl who came as my sister-in-law's little sister now fills my home with laughter. Love doesn't always arrive from far away. Sometimes it walks into your house casually, holding a cup of tea, arguing about something silly. And one day you realize she was never just a guest. She was always meant to stay.